swag.
I want to come out with this video because I want to tell you guys about this book. I'm super excited about it. I'm not even going to mess around. I give this book a 5 out of 5. Profiting from Non-Performing Mortgage Notes by Amed Hazel Sr. And this book is basically step-by-step guide, layman's terms of how to get started investing in notes. He doesn't give you anything crazy numbers wise. I mean, he lets you know it's going to take about 10K to get started. None of that. You can get started for free. None of that type stuff. Like 10K, which is a nice little chunk of change. So it's take to get started. For those of you who don't know what a note is a mortgage in this case. Non-performing mortgage note. So if you see me say note, I'm referring to like a mortgage. Basically, Bank of America legally can only have a certain amount of notes that aren't performing, a certain amount of mortgages that aren't performing, and once they reach that limit, they gotta sell them. Some people have access to that notes, and mostly hedge funds have access to it. But you and I, through certain avenues, can gain access to notes that are available. And there's also notes where, if you were to come to me, hey, I got this house. Would you loan me the money on this house? I might loan you the money on the house until you're able to refinance it down the line. You and I would have a note, and I would be a note holder. That's also a note. A note is just a mortgage. It's just, most of the time I'm talking about with these notes, it's like notes from a bank, not like private notes that you and I could have for each other. Note, this means you owe somebody. Car note, you owe money on a car. Home note, mortgage, you owe money on a house. And I want to purchase that. Why do I want to do that? I feel like it gives me all the aspects of real estate that I really enjoy. I can really get into the numbers, calculate numbers. I can just throw stuff off to the side just based off of the numbers. It's just a pure numbers game versus when you rent houses, you got the people, you got the tenants, and it can get I want to say it can get very, like, in the weeds. Like, you had to go to court it's supposed to be this day, and then you got to come back the next week, and then just little stuff like that where I feel like my time could be spent more efficiently if I'm doing mortgage notes, because I get the advantage of rental real estate where I have interest in a property, I get consistent cash flows, but I don't have as much liability because I'm not technically owning the house. And then people usually want to stay in their house. I feel like, I've never done a note, but I feel like it's a lot of advantages, and that's why I'm reading books on it to get up to speed. And I'll start by what's in this book. This book gives you the beginning. What are notes? Promissory notes, different types of notes. The process of purchasing a note. Why he believes notes are superior investment. I mean, he basically in this book said, pick up like a note, you're gonna get like $250 a month, which is like a solid rental house, solid, decent, whatever you want to call it. Like if you have a mortgage on the house, like you can get like $300. That's like a solid rental. But you're getting $250 without the liability, without the headaches. There's certain levels between you and that person, so you get the cash flows without having to do too much. And in America, we know the bank always wins. So the thought of being Bank of Me, Bank of You instead of Bank of America, that entices me. And I feel like it would be a lot easier to have 1,000 performing mortgage notes versus 1,000 rental properties in my portfolio. So I feel like the scalability is a good factor. Due diligence, how you do your due diligence, where your due diligence should be spent, like the time wise, and how to do stuff like how to find somebody to look at a house if you get a note and it's not in your backyard. If you get a note in Wisconsin, how to go about doing that, how to handle that deal. Exit strategies. You might not want to hold the note. I would like to get as many performing notes in my portfolio as possible, but you can also flip a note, like flipping a house. So it's very similar to a rental real estate. You could buy a note that's not performing, rehab it in a sense, and then you get a performing, and then people will pay you like top dollar. So you can buy 30 cents on the dollar, fix the house up, and fix the note up and get 90 cents, 100 cents on the dollar. Other ways to do it, you can do like modifications and stuff like that to get the person prepaying and just get you to understand like your power as a mortgage note investor, what your abilities are, how you can do a deal, and ways to exit the deal if you don't want to hold that note anymore. different things you need to know, like certain jargon and stuff like that. He puts it in here, but it's in an easily digestible way. And then at the end of the book, he gives you some resources. He gives you the name of his company. This guy, I believe he's local. I live in Baltimore. This guy, he's a local guy. He gives the name of his company, and he gives like online resources you can check out that I value a lot. This book is a lot of bang for your buck. I'm going to put the link down below so you guys can purchase this book. If you're interested in notes, I would say this is probably the best one that I've read so far. Check it out. It's a very meats and potatoes look, and note investing. It's not a lot of fluff. It's like 140 pages. You can get through it in about a week, 2 weeks, depending on how fast you read. And I feel like I'm equipped not to go out and buy a note tomorrow because I just got burnt in a deal, so I'm kind of more cautious and just going out and jumping into stuff. But I do feel like I have the tools, and I won't say I have all the tools, I'll say I got the toolbox. And my toolbox has like screws, screwdrivers, hammers, nails. I know it's other stuff that I'm going to need to get the job done, but I feel like I got the basic tools, and I can go to a job site and, put some work in. Like I feel like I have now the magic key to go in and put some work in now that I understand, get out, network, see what niche in note investing I want to do. If I want to focus on flipping and then rarely, hold a note of, I think I want to hold mortgage notes, but that might not be what's best for me, best for my personality, best for my investing style. You know what I mean? So I recommend you guys checking out this book. Probably the best book on note investing that I found so far. 5 out of 5 stars. I'll put the link below. There's a lot you can get out of this book. Actually, there's a meetup in Anne Arundel County. I think Anne Arundel County is a county. It's at like a police station in Anne Arundel County. It's on meetup. And I'm going to go there in that next meeting and then talk to guys and see what it's like, and if I can put together enough money to get started. I'm going to put enough money together to get started. And I feel like this is also better suited to what I want to do, long-term goals, because you guys know I want to move abroad, and I feel like I can hop on a phone call, restructure a deal with somebody who owns the house, versus like having to manage property managers from across the pond or wherever I'm going to be. So I feel like this gives me insight into something that I feel like might be better for this particular way I want to invest. And if you guys want to do like more hands-off investing, from what I've been reading about notes, it seems like a more hands-off way of investing in real estate. And I think I'm on the path to start investing there. And I'll let you guys know after I start investing how this book helped out. But right now, say 10 out of 10, I feel completely confident in going forward and buying notes just from reading this book. So I'm going to put my foot forward and start actually getting out here, getting out of the theory and getting into the real world, getting my hands dirty, trying to put my hands on a deal. So this is Nick checking out 5 out of 5 stars, profiting from non-performing mortgage notes by Amed Hazel.